How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffled Rowlett, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Today we're going to be taking a look at some Pokemon rumors, leaks, all that kind of stuff. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a beverage, and let's get started. First things first, we're going to be taking a look at this right here on Twitter. It is a brand new distribution event going on in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet right now. So as you guys can see, Cerebi update, a new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet distribution has begun of Roy's Fuecoco. So Roy, of course, from the new Pokemon anime, Horizons, and you guys can get your hands on his Fuecoco. All you gotta do for this is simply go into your Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, go into the mystery gift feature, which should be available. Even if you don't pay for Nintendo Online, you should still be able to use it and connect to like the news page. Once you've done that, you simply gotta type in this code, which is 909 Team Up 06. So 909 Team Up 06. If you do this until or before January 31st, 2025, so basically until the end of January next year, you should be able to get yourselves a special Fuecoco. So yeah, there you go. That's pretty much that. There's not really much else to say about this little piece of information. It's just a small little update and a small distribution I want to mention before we get into, let's just say, the massive amount of rumors. So starting things off, we're going to be taking a look at this post right here. So, this post is just weird, to say the least. I'm going to put it like that. It's just weird. But let's see what it's all about, right? Because it is a pretty lengthy one. But here's what it says. So, Legends ZA information. Starting off with story. So, apparently story, it is actually set in the future. Again, this is something we've discussed before when it comes to Pokemon rumors about Legends ZA, or just our thoughts on ZA. There is kind of a bit of a split in terms of opinions. Some people think it's going to be set in the past, just like Legends Arceus, because the word legend implies something usually that becomes, you know, of legend, which usually means that it has to be set in the past. Otherwise, how it's supposed to be of legend or legendary, right? Not like a legendary Pokemon, but like the literal word legend, right? Like, it has to be something from the past usually, or it implies a past tense. Like, let's see, if we look up legend definition, for example, you know, it literally says a traditional story, sometimes popularly regarded as historical but not authenticated. So there you go, an extremely famous or notorious person, especially in particular fields. So a legendary person, you know, would be like, you know, just somebody that's like a living legend. It's either that way you can view it, or you can view it as like, you know, a story that again isn't necessarily true, but either way, let's continue through the rest of this, though. So, again, if it's set in the future, it wouldn't be that crazy to believe. So, it's set 60 years after X and Y. It focuses on rebuilding areas of Lumio City after the ultimate weapon was rebuilt by a new evil group called Team Light and fired upon by... fired upon Lumios? Okay, hold up. Wait a minute. So, it focuses on rebuilding Lumios. Again, everybody says that just because that one part of the trailer said that we're going to be, you know, redeveloping the city, which doesn't mean we're necessarily rebuilding it. It just means that maybe there's a redevelopment version, like, happening to Lumios. I mean, who knows? And then says that the ultimate weapon was rebuilt by a new evil group called Team Light. So it's set in the future, and they made it, okay, and fired upon Lumios, okay. And Team Light makes sense, given that Team Flare, it's all about, like, you know, different rays, like, you know, light rays, etc. Like, think about it. Team Flare, all the members, all the admins have names that relate to, like, different parts of, like, the spectrum, so to say, which is fair enough, or, like, the light spectrum, so to say. But either way, let's move on. A man that looks like Briar is the leader, okay? This is the first time they really touched death so heavily since Lavender Town or Mount Pyre. I don't know, Chief. I don't know if I would trust that. I don't know if I would trust those words. I don't know. I'm not going to lie. I'm not sure if I would trust those. I don't know if they want to include more death in Pokemon. They really don't tend to do that lately. They've kind of strayed away from that, and it makes sense. It just adds more unnecessary potential, you know, age rating of your game going up, right? Which they don't want, because they don't want to be able to sell it to literally everyone, because that's how they make, you know, a lot of their money. But if the game is set at 18 plus because of, you know, occasional deaths in the game, it's something they probably do not want to deal with. But who knows? Either way, continuing on, they say starters are Snivy, apparently. Okay, starters are Snivy, Scorbunny, and Totodile. I don't know about, like, okay, so Totodile is one that I would love. I would love it if Totodile got it, but I don't know, Chief. It is an interesting combo of Pokemon, though. I'm not going to lie. Like, this list doesn't necessarily sound bad, okay? I'm going to put it like that. It doesn't sound bad. It doesn't sound horrible. It doesn't sound crazy. It actually sounds reasonable, but who knows? Either way, he says that each gets a regional form. regional evolution, I'm guessing? I'm guessing that's what you mean when you say regional form. Not sure about the types, but Cinderace looks like a firefighting luchador. Which is, okay, that would be weird. Why would it look like a luchador for this region? It doesn't make any sense. Like, all the regional forms of, Legends Arceus, all the regional evolutions of the starters were actually logical to the location they were set on. It was set in, Sinnoh, which is in Japan, and they had, like, a very Japanese kind of, historical thing going on with them, like an old school samurai type archer, a straight up freaking samurai with samurai and whatnot, and then a yokai of sorts with or a demon, whatever you want to call it, with Typhlosion. Point is that they all kind of had a logic to where they were based on. A luchador doesn't make any sense. A luchador would be something more like what? Like I feel like luchadors are more popular in because luchador is just a wrestler, right? So it would be more comfortable for like South America, like that would make, or like Central America, South America, that would make more sense there. And not just that, but also we already have a luchador Pokemon. It is Incineroar. That's you already have one. So what's the point? It just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, it says that Lapras evolves into something called Lapras that looks like a speedboat, and it's used for racing on the canal. Okay. All right, sure, okay, if you say so. It can Mega Evolve and stays Water Ice. Okay, that seems like a reasonable typing. Mega Evolving, though, on top of having a new form, that seems a little bit unlikely, but okay. Either way, next up, Go-Goat evolves into Go-Gruff, okay, and gets slightly bigger horns and rocks along its body. Grass rock, probably. I feel like I've heard this exact kind of thing, with like it being like, bigger horns, literally heard that, and having rocks on its body. I've heard that too, being grass rock. I feel like I've literally heard this word for word before as well, but fair enough. Either way, Psyduck has stressed out looking regional form. Man, Psyduck needs to chill. It apparently seemingly stressed from the constant noise of the city. Okay, fair enough. That would make sense. Then we continue. Last I know of is a convergent species that looks like Beldum, but like a pitcher plant seen outside a florist store. Let's see, a pitcher plant. Let's see what that looks like, sort of. Just get a general idea. So one of these. Okay. Fair enough. I don't know how likely that would be to happen, but again, I mean, dude, what is Beldum even really? Like, what even is Beldum, if you think about it? Like, Beldum as a Pokemon is just kind of odd. It's just a giant floating, stick. If you really think about it, it's just a giant ball of metal, if you think, like, really, 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 like, if you look at it. So, yeah, let's move on to the rest of it, though. But it says apparently, going on, we have some new Megas. So, new Megas. Venusaur X and Blastoise X. Okay. And then apparently, Chimecho, Rhyperior, Raichu. Okay, these seem reasonable. And the Kalos starters are some of them. Not sure how many there are in total. Okay. Says that there are rideable Pokemon. Like in LA, which is Legends Arceus, there's mounts for each terrain. Ooh. Go-Gruff is used for land travel. Ariados is used for scaling walls. And Lapras for swimming are all I know of. Okay. Apparently, gameplay, abilities, and held items return. And all the old mechanics from LA are returning. So all the stuff from Legends Arceus, which I'm guessing... Does that mean strong style and agile style would be back, or would they have replaced that? Because I don't know if they would really reuse those. I'm going to be real with you. Then it says, after the ultimate weapon was fired, the Lumios began to overflow with Terra energy, and Pokemon started rampaging, like the nobles in Legends Arceus. Okay, that sounds reasonable. Terra Rays are also returning and receive a massive overhaul, being less buggy and more responsive. Wait, Terra Rays? Wait, so are you saying... Oh my... Wait. Are you saying terrestrialization and stuff is going to be in this? Why? It doesn't make any sense. It wouldn't fit, really, would it? Maybe it does. I don't know. How would they explain it? As for online play, you can trade and battle, and something similar to the... Wait. As for online play, you can trade and battle, and something similar to the lost bags from LA return. Okay. Fair enough. So, the way I'm looking at this and the way I'm understanding this is like the following. We don't really know much. Apparently, a lot of the stuff that's going to be in here is going to be returning, like, abilities and held items, but he says a bunch of stuff from LA, but what would that be? Is it, like, the catching mechanic, the movement mechanic, the camera movement during battles? Because remember, in Legends Arceus, when you're battling something, you can actually move your character around still, which is my favorite feature. Like, I know it's something small, but something small like that makes, like, the whole experience of Legends Arceus so much better, like, so much more interesting, because it doesn't take you out of the moment because you're being forced into a battle. Like, I really hope they keep that, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if anything comes from that. But that's pretty much that for that part right there. And then we have another rumor to take a look at, which is this one right here. So let's start from the top. It says, greetings, VP, which is, of course, the board on 4chan. It says, Legends ZA information. I've come across a few interesting things about the latest upcoming Pokemon titles. I have a source from the Pokemon Company Incorporated's in-house translation team, although I can't reveal too much due to how the information is shared. Okay. Story, apparently, takes place after the Great War in Kalos, focused on rebuilding Lumiose City. Okay, fair enough. So this would still be in the past, but fair. Okay, so just in the past, but not that far in the past. It says, in the past, Kalos was known as Aloncias. That seems, again, a little too hard for, like, you know, your average, like, Pokemon child or fan to know. Like, if you really think about it, that seems a little too difficult. For your average, like, Pokemon player to actually say. Aloncias, okay, sure. The game visually resembles late 1700s era France in both the style of the buildings and the HUD layout art style. Sort of like how Legends Arceus was visually inspired by the works of the Meiji era. Which is true, there was a little bit of that inspiration in there. But let's continue. Lysander's ancestor is the professor, so they're just doing the switcheroo again. They make the usually, you know, the regular bad guy's ancestor an actual good guy, which is not that crazy. The villain of the game is AZ. Okay, interesting. That would actually be kind of cool. Apparently, the villain of the game is AZ, who repents of his ways after you defeat him. Okay, that sounds reasonable. So yeah, apparently the villain of the game is AZ. He repents after you, as the player, defeat him. Combat is visually similar to Arceus. Okay, this would be very important. Because the thing about what you call it, Arceus, the thing that makes like Arceus so special, like I said earlier, is that Arceus has literally that combat system where you have to move around during the battle. Like, your character actually moves during the battle. It's not just, you know, like, you actually move your character during the battle. It's not just being static in a single image. Like, I hate the way that, like, you know, Scarlet and Violet works, because you're just stuck in a static point of view all the time. I prefer, like, you know, the stuff that we have in Legends Arceus. The shit there is just more interesting because you get to move your character and interact with, like, you know, the surroundings while doing the battle, because it doesn't take you out of the moment or force you into a forced animation. It just makes it all feel more realistic and cool. But it says apparently that combat is very similar to Arceus, but instead of agile and strong moves, the central mechanic is being able to hit multiple Pokemon with one attack. That doesn't really tell much. Because you have some moves that already do that. What? Sorry, but that's one of the dumbest sounding things I've ever heard. You already have moves that do that. Surf does that. Like, what? Okay, fine, whatever. Let's move on. Apparently, new Pokemon. There is Trevenacry, which is a Trevenant evolution, which is apparently Ghost and Grass. Okay. Obeast, which is a oh my god, it's just a joke on Obeast. There's no way that can be real. That's literally a obesity joke in there. It's called Obeast. Come on. Come on, brother. That's where you lost me. That's it. That's where the rumor is done for, basically. Let's read through the rest of them just for the hell of it. Yanmoger, which is Yanmega Evo. Hydreeper. Maine Coon, which is a Persian. I guess that's based on the Maine Coon, like, cat species, literal one, like in the real world. And Staris is Starmie Evo. These names are horrible, I'm not gonna lie. Like, these are horrible names. New forms. Alonzian, Alonzian Incineroar. Fire Fairy, based on a French nobleman. Alonzian Inteleon Water Steel, based on Marquise de Lafayette. Alonzian Meganium Grass Ghost, based on the Paris Catacombs. How would you base the whole Pokemon on the Paris Catacombs? How does that make any sense? Alosian Pidgeot, which is pure flying. Alosian Bronzong, Psychic Rock, resembles the Arc de Trompe. The Arc de Trompe. Oui, oui. Illusion Parasect, Bug Steel. Apparently, growth resembles the Eiffel Tower. Illusion Bruxish. Oh, God, no. I don't want to see Bruxish getting a form. Bug Water looks freaky. No, we hate that. We do not like that. New Megas. Apparently, Mega Arbok, Poison Dragon. Mega Dragonites, Dragon Flying. Mega Lapras, Water Fairy. Mega Eevee, Normal. And then Mega Dragapult, Ghost Dragon. Looks like a fighter jet, which it kind of already does. But how would it be more like a fighter jet? Isn't it? It already looks like one. But okay. Mega Spidops, which is Bug Dark. That would be pretty cool if Spidops got a Mega. Mega Skeledirge, Quaquaval, Meowscarada. Skeledirge and Quaquaval stay the same type, but Meowscarada becomes pure grass. Okay. Ride Pokemon return, although they're called via a Ride Pager. They function similarly to Arceus. Game Freak noticed the positive reception to them and decided to leave them in. But they didn't really leave them in. They still changed somewhat how they function, but it's fine, whatever. It's just you page them in. Who cares? It's not like that deep. But that's another rumor. I'm gonna be honest, you lost me as soon as you said O-Beast here. There's no way O-Beast is gonna be like the name of a Snorlax Evo. Come on. It's way too on the nose. It's way too on the nose. That's not real. Let's move on to the final rumor for today, guys, which is this post right here. Again, also shout out to John Dex, by the way, for sending these two last rumors here to me. So if you guys do have any rumors and stuff, you can always just send them my way and I can take a look at it. But let's see what this one has to say, though, which is the following. So this guy says, Generation 10 leaks. Ooh. Okay, so Anonymous is who posted it. It says, based on Madagascar. Okay. Let me just stop right there. I don't think they're going to base a whole region on Madagascar. That just doesn't seem like something they would do. I don't know. Okay, but let's continue. Based on Madagascar, 115-ish new Pokemon. That's a reasonable number, though higher than I think they will do in the future, because I feel like they're going to lower number of output of stuff. AI-enhanced battles. So how does that mean? Like, they're literally going to use, like, what, one of these generative AIs for it? Because that would make no sense. Unless you mean improved, like... Because keep in mind, AI does kind of exist in video games, and has existed in video games since the first video games ever made. And that's because you have to have an actual computer do some of the gameplay. Like, think about NPCs that you play against in the games. They have to have some form of AI that makes their decisions. Usually that's not always like fully, it's not like straight up, artificial intelligence, because that's what AI stands for. It's an artificial intelligence. Keep in mind, most of the stuff we see, I think everything we see is not actual AI. It's not like AI that can straight up think for itself. It's just a thingy that has a massive set of like parameters and information that it then can kind of take from and create outcomes from, right, from existing data. It can't really create new things from its quote unquote mind. And that's the thing. If you're going to use, like, what form of AI are you going to use to enhance the battles? Like, how? What are you going to do to actually do that? I don't get it. I don't see the point in it either. Like, Pokemon battles are just Pokemon battles. The only thing that really discerns Pokemon battles when you do them is really how good are the Pokemon on the enemy team. That's literally it. The decisions the AI have been making in Pokemon games are never really that bad. They're relatively decent. So, whatever. Either way. It says, no longer turn-based battles. Shit, I don't know, bro. As much as I would love for us to go to an action combat style for Pokemon, I don't think that's gonna happen, though. No longer turn-based battles can use your environment to dodge attacks and to hit attacks, okay? You directly control the Pokemon. So, I definitely think there's gonna be a version of this existing, but the way you're describing it here just doesn't seem like the way they would do it. Because I definitely think, because we saw the already existence of something like the Synchro Machine, which allows you to literally become and control your Pokemon in the Indigo Disc DLC for Scarlet and Violet. Because we have that, I do think we're at some point going to have, either in Legends ZA or actually in Generation 10, a feature where we actually control the Pokemon for battles. Like, properly, we become the Pokemon. Again, I don't know how likely that is, but we'll see. Moving on. Battle gimmick is called Move Meld. Okay, it combines signature moves with one of the other known moves, creating potential for a dual type move and physical special moves. Okay, that seems like a little too much work for them. Protagonists will gain levels and unlock different abilities as the story progresses. Okay, that's fair enough. Leveling is something that our characters never had in Pokemon. I feel like it would be nice if we had something like that, just to kind of give us some extra to progress through. 4 move limit is gone once you attain a certain level. 5? We're gonna have 5 moves? That would be wild. Titled Pokemon Sentry and Pokemon Avenger. No. Those names, no. Awful. No. No, not happening. New Pokemon includes a new Grafaiai evolution, a Grass Electric Lemur, and an evolution of Lapras. Choices influence the outcome of the game. Potential 3 completely different endings. Listen, as much as I'd want Pokemon to be like Silent Hill and have like 5 endings, it's not gonna happen. Pokemon needs a usually similar conclusion for everyone. Happy ending, that's it. I don't know, Chief. Protagonists will age as the story progresses. Also not likely. And it will contain voice acting. And that, my friend, is where you totally killed this post. Some betas from previous generations will be included. Map is roughly a quarter of the size of Skyrim's map. Okay, that's also a weird way to put it. Skyrim's map? Man, I can't remember how large Skyrim is anymore. It's been years. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this post. I don't really know what else to say about this one. I'm going to be honest. This one sounds the most fakey to me. This one, second most fakey. This one sounds the most realistic, actually. This post had the most realistic, like, points. But the only real thing we know for a fact is that you guys can go get your hands on goddamn Fuecoco, baby. So go get it if you guys haven't already. And that's going to be it for today's video. So I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out and bye-bye.